A four-wheel drive hire company based on the Gold Coast is allegedly ripping off tourists in what's been described in Parliament as a well-rehearsed scam. Using the legal protection of parliamentary privilege, LNP MP Tim Nicholls has outlined unscrupulous and fraudulent behaviour by Australian four-wheel drive hire, which he says unreasonably charges clients when their vehicle breaks down and then threatens legal action if they don't pay up. Australian four-wheel drive hire denies any wrongdoing.
Its promotional videos promise to provide the best ways of seeing Australia. But several tourists who rented vehicles from Australian four-wheel drive hire have been less than impressed by the experience, saying they were blamed for damage they didn't cause, the vehicle was poorly maintained or damaged in previous repairs, and in some cases they claim charges were made to their credit card without their authority. Several customers have complained to the ACCC after the company launched legal proceedings against them. Mr Nicholls says there needs to be a full investigation.
My main concern is that people are being ripped off and unfairly ripped off. If that's occurring, then it needs to stop. It's not good for consumers, it's not good for Queensland and Australia's reputation with international tourists.
Mr Nicholls has now written to Federal Treasurer Scott Morrison asking him to ensure the complaints are properly investigated. David Bell flew from California in April for a driving holiday with his two children, but he says it wasn't until he had paid a cash bond and was picking up the car that he was told he couldn't drive at night outside built-up areas.
I protested, but the guy said, look, if you don't sign this, you don't get the keys.
He says he complained again after dropping the car off, having driven at night on 2 occasions.
And their response was amazingly aggressive and completely un-Australian in my mind. It was I was sort of blown away by the visceral reaction I got to the question.
He then posted a critical review online and was threatened with defamation action.
It's unscrupulous, unfair, fraudulent and quite possibly illegal activities affecting many Australians and foreign tourists.
Tim Nicholls used the legal protections of Parliament to raise his concerns on the weekend. He's described operator, Russian businessman Vitali Roesch as an unsavoury character and an undischarged bankrupt. The member for Clayfield also tabled documents detailing what he described as
a relentless, systemic and well-rehearsed fraud on four-wheel drive vehicle hirers.
Vitali Roesch denies any wrongdoing.
The ACCC need to move absolutely rapidly when they get these complaints. I think there is sufficient material now being presented to them for them to undertake a full investigation.
Mr Roesch declined to speak on camera today, citing legal advice, but said he stood by previous comments made to the ABC that he welcomed any investigation and that 99% of his customers were happy. He said court matters initiated by the company involved gross negligence. Leonie Mellor, ABC News.